Hey, welcome back to GT Canada's live stream. Today we're working on the boat again, which if you've been watching the past live streams, you know that's a common story around here. We're this close to being done. At least what we're going to be doing in the shop. So I am trying to get the boat ready for this weekend. So I have today and tomorrow, and that is it. So today, Parker is going to be working on polishing the other side of the boat. So he's already polished this side over here, which you guys would have watched the last 2 days. Today, he's going to try and polish the other side over there, the whole side in 1 day. While he's doing that, I'm going to finish up the oil change that I started yesterday. So I was draining the oil out of the engine, but it was taking forever to come through the little tube that goes through my drain hole. So that should be done now. I'm going to put the cap back on and fill it back up with oil, which will take care of that. And then I've got some speaker wire to connect to the amp that will ultimately run up to the tower where my tower speakers will be installed. So I'm going to get that run. I'll have to drill a hole in the hull for the speaker wire to go through. And I'm going to tidy up the stereo install. So I ran a power wire, which you saw yesterday, from the battery over to the amp. So I'm going to clean that all up, get it all finished up so that when we get out there, all I have to do is put the tower on the boat and clip the speakers on, and I'll be good to go. So I've got a lot of little odds and ends that I'm going to be cleaning up while Parker's cleaning up the actual outside of the boat. And that's going to be most of it today. So as always, keep us looking to chat and comment, ask questions, whatever, and we'll kind of keep an eye on things and chat while we go. I'm hoping to be here for probably the next hour or so and just doing what I can.
Possibly 2 hours. Oh, 2.5 maybe.
And will that let me edit that? It's weird.
Before we left, I was going to get the stuff on Modern Warfare all downloaded. Like the co-op campaign.
Alright, you brought those speaker wires?
Yeah.
Where?
Table.
Dude.
Why was this on setting 5?
Because that's what I was doing it on.
Ah.
Now, you're going to start right at the very front, right?
I had it spread out here because over here is awkward. So
Awkward.
I'm going to start with where I locked out and spread out. I can't really see anything over there. The city board over
I've
here.
got that light, Parker, if you need it.
Yeah. I could use it, but there's a plug-in for it.
Up there where you plugged that charger in.
Does it got a 140? Possibly.
Probably.
The furthest it could possibly reach would be maybe right there. That ain't.
Wires.
Look at this.
What's that? Just bend it straight
Where's that?
with your fingers.
Yeah, I can't.
This
This is
is special tools.
weak, I discovered. And so,
Is it weak or are you just that strong?
I think it's weak.
Could be that you're that strong.
Could be too. But that's highly unlikely.
Maybe not. You got taller, maybe you got stronger.
Yeah. Can I put this in there? Yes, I can. That's a bit better. Ugh, I don't mind the crap.
Because that's a new pad, Parker, it might take a little bit to get it soaked with that stuff.
No, it's soaked already.
You're okay.
It's not the right one. What happened to the blue rag I was using over there?
It's over here on top of the box at the back.
Right. Oh yeah, right over this way. Now I can't take quick glances at the chat.
Nope. Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Alright, now let's see how much of this wire I need. And then we're gonna clean the junk up on this boat.
When are we gonna be pressure washering it?
Tomorrow we'll come over here and get it. It's hard to believe that this is 16 feet.
Thought it said 20 feet.
No, it's 16 feet. Because if that's where that goes, that's going to go up the tower and just barely. So the positive has a stripe on it.
That's still hard to control.
It is.
Yeah. Mainly just in the front areas over
Yeah.
here.
You're supposed to be getting stronger as you do it.
Yeah.
Where you're like, ah, this is so easy.
I don't think
Piece
I'll
of cake.
ever be like, wow, this is so easy, piece of cake.
You don't think you'll ever do that?
No,
Right.
because I'm pretty weak. Even if I do get strong, I'd still be pretty weak.
We're gonna have to clean this garage after we pull the boat out.
Yeah. We will.
There's so much garbage in here.
It got so dirty from all the cleaning and tearing of the carpet. trivia. That is really hard to control. Put it in between 3 and 4. So it's fast. But it isn't too fast.
Alright. You're stopping way too soon, Parker.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you've got to build up some heat on there.
I know.
But you get like 3 spins on it and you stop.
I don't get like 3 spins. Yeah. A lot more than 3.
Lots of room there, so let's figure out what size drill bit I need. What are you doing? You need that right there?
Well, I need it to shine better on this.
Right.
So I can actually see what's being done.
Don't wipe all the stuff off.
I'm not. I'm working.
What size drill bit you think I need for that little wire? I'm gonna say that one should be good.
I think this side's smaller than that.
Is that smaller than this?
Yep.
Okay, so what have you done here? You've done from the front, that way?
Yeah. I just haven't done this like bottom lip thing.
Yep. This needs more.
Yeah, I think more polishing stuff on it.
Okay.
I think it wasn't polishing.
Yeah? Alright, oh my goodness, I'm breaking stuff. Will that fit through there? I think so. Let's find out.
My question is, why does this need such a long nail?
Just needed to make sure I had a hole big enough for my speaker wire to go
Yeah.
through. working better?
I don't know.
All right.
Okay, last time I'd gotten to about here with the polishing in what, 1 day or 2 days?
To where? We've been here, you polished for 2 days so far. So you need to get all the way to the back today.
Well, a small part of it was already polished, but just the top.
Okay, oil is ready to get dumped in. Where is the oil? Make sure there's none on this.
Here you go.
Thank you. No balance there.
No, it won't.
Okay.
That seemed lighter than before. Did you pour actual oil in it last time?
No. All right. I think I got this little bit of that left. Yes. So for those of you actually still watching, I'm using 15W40 Rotella shell oil.
And
It's great for your surf boats.
Motor Master diesel.
And
15.
where's? I thought I had a funnel over there. Do you see a funnel?
If you do have one, that'd be on there.
I just don't want to spill
Or
all over my brand new sea deck. No, it won't be up there. It'll be on a shelf.
down here.
No, it won't be any of those. It'll be on a shelf. Parker,
Checking to make sure.
I'm telling you it's not, for sure. It's either on a shelf. Here, pass me that. Up there, milk jug with the top cut off.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. With the milk jug. An oil thing.
Yeah, we do. We caught a bunch of flies with it. I might need to find my other thing so I don't put flies in here. Do that. If you look at that after, you can expect how it's going. Don't keep stopping, wiping, and then looking at it. 'Cause that's, you already know you didn't go long enough. I can tell that just from how long you've been running it. Told you, you either need to run it.
Long enough.
You either need to run it for a long time, slowly, or for a short time, quickly. And you keep opting for the.
I have it on the 4 setting.
Okay, well then you maybe don't need to go as long, but you still need to go longer than you did. What are you thinking? That you finished
I
that?
just need to get here, that top straight as well. Which is easy.
That's a lot. Let's put the goop on and go for it.
Yeah.
We
Well, I
have.
need to get a small square and a long strip going into here. From the edge of the boat to here.
And then, yeah, you got a lot still, Parker.
Not a
You
lot.
just barely started.
Not a lot.
Ugh. You have still just barely started. Alright, let's see how much oil this is going to take. Whoa. Good thing I got that funnel. I would have a huge mess right now.
It's a good thing you got that top. How many comments did we have yesterday?
None.
I think that's how today's gonna go.
You do?
Yeah.
Why would you say such a thing?
Well, the one viewer could prove me wrong and
give us a high. Good. Now let's see if we got any oil in there yet.
How
I don't-
was that for speed?
It sounded like for a brief moment you had enough speed.
For a brief moment, I have a lot of speed. And then I
You
have a
need
lot
to go
more speed.
longer. I'm telling you, you're not going long enough. Alright. So, I've got good news. The oil is on the dipstick. And it's almost at the safe level. That's what it says.
And the bad news?
It's a little past the safe level. So, if you're watching still, the thing with oiling a surf boat is, right now the boat is sitting level. You're supposed to check the oil level with the boat in the water because the boat's going to naturally sit a little bit lower in the back, which will adjust your oil level. So even though right now I'm actually just over the full line, when I get in the water, I probably will have to add. So I've got this so that I can top up some extra oil. But not only that, when you know you're surfing a lot, you are actually recommended to overfill it a little bit, because when you're surfing you go even more like this, which means the oil is all at the back and you can starve the engine from oil if you do that. So I will set the oil level to just over full in the water with the boat floating normally. Then I will fill my ballast bags up to get the boat to sit down even more, and then check my oil level. And I'm hoping at that point my oil level should be right at the full line. If it's not, I'll add a little bit more, because that's where I want to run the oil on here, just to be sure that I have enough lubrication, especially on a motor that's been around for 30 years. This is a 1989, so what's that? 99, 2009, 2019. This is over 30 years old. So it's doing quite well considering its age. Okay, see what I got for screws and a bit for my screwdriver, because Isaac took it out and handed it to me instead of putting it in the thing. I'm going to use a couple of these to hold that in.
What screwdriver are you looking for?
I'm looking for a Robertson bit. Hopefully I have one. All my screwdrivers are disappearing. I just refilled my screwdriver bin.
Is Jacob stealing screwdrivers?
I don't know who's stealing screwdrivers. That one looks like it's right. Now, these guys are long, and I don't know if I want ones that are that long. Good to know. Alright, where
Do you think that amplifier did this?
how big do you think that is?
Ugh.
Should be able to go up that high. And the wires reach. Still. Excellent news.
Daddy, why do you got sunglasses on your boat dusting?
I forgot them there.
How did you forget your Tony Stank sunglasses?
Magic, I suppose. Alright, my little amp is screwed to the back of my big sub and amp. That's about as good as she gets there. Got my speaker wires that are ready. Parker,
Yo,
can you pass me, in that pile there are 2 speakers. Are you able to pull them out and pass them here?
where?
In that pile right there, probably in the box is one, because I haven't pulled it out ever. And then you're looking for another one that looks just like that.
It just looks like an oversized beer mug.
An oversized beer mug. You say so.
I was saying, I thought we had 7 viewers.
Yeah, but what did we have?
1.
Well, that one guy is in for a treat.
Gonna learn some wiring.
No, we're gonna test the stereo.
Oh.
See if
Are you
my
gonna blast the song that you blasted on your CRX for the stub?
Of course. Alright. So, let's get my phone out. I'm going to test this stereo. Hopefully it works. Alpine. Okay, so, those of you that are watching, where are you? Those of you that are watching right now, you're going to hear what I'm actually playing when I test the stereo. Those of you who are watching after this airs, I will get a monetization strike for playing songs that I don't own the copyright on. So I will have to edit this video to overlay some other song that is approved. So, if you're wondering what I really played, you should have watched the live stream. For those of you watching the live stream, you get to hear what I really play while I test this out. Plus, I gotta adjust settings and stuff here because I don't even know what my settings are at right now.
And if YouTube is the one person watching this?
If YouTube is the one person watching us, we're going to get demonetized very quickly. I need. Do I have a flat blade over there? There's one, Mike.
There's one right here. It's the one you used for the screws back here.
Ooh, that's a monster. He's a small one. Hopefully this one is small enough.
What do you need a flathead for?
To adjust the input level.
All the way. No, output level.
Crossover. And that down. Space boost. Turned up. Stays at 0. All right. Little Tate McRae.
What do you have a song by Tate McRae? Oh. I don't like Tate McRae. This is called You Broke Me First. You broke me first. I only know this because you know, put it in. That's not good.
All right. I gotta connect the Bluetooth.
Oh.
And
You gotta blast this Skrillex remix, Humble.
where's my source? There it is. USB Bluetooth. Alpine Digital Media, I think. I'm gonna change what that's called to say Alpine Boat
Media.
Pair. Yes. Connecting. Excellent.
Ugh.
We're gonna rename it to
I forgot to come through.
Surf Boat Alpine. So if you're in the area, you find Surf Boat Alpine, that's the stereo. You can connect up and play your own music for us.
I don't think any of our watchers are my toes be getting dirty again.
There we go. Huh. Did that seriously cut out? How can that cut out?
I think it overcharged, not cut out. Try turning down the volume a bit.
That
I think
is
it can't handle a certain.
maybe my batteries. Oh, you know what? Ha! Ha ha! Okay.
The battery's shot.
No. So, I'm not actually testing this yet. Ha! Just kidding. Just kidding. I got you guys all excited for nothing. I ran this wire. Where can you see? Over here. I ran this really fat wire to power the sub and the amp and all that so that I have plenty of power so that I wouldn't have cutout issues. I never hooked this end up though. So I've been trying to feed this power off of this tiny, tiny little, it's like a 22 gauge power wire. So, we are going to ask Parker to get me a wrench.
What size?
I think a 1/2 inch.
Half inch.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And you know what else I never did, which I should have thought about? I was going to run a ground wire over too, but I didn't. So I got this tiny little ground wire, which might cause new problems. But we'll find out. on, and 13 mil fits on the other side. For those of you in America, a 13 millimeter wrench is the same as a 1/2 inch wrench. Let's see if it's. Oh, look at that. That is the right side.
You moved Mount Watto Botto.
I have to.
My water bottle with Gatorade. Gatorade is a sufficient way of getting musculous.
Someone's been lying to you if that's what you think, Parker.
No.
Okay, now that Parker's done making noise, I am now ready to test it with my
The 5 setting.
bigger wire. Look at that, I actually lost radio and everything. So that means I've got to adjust all this again. Alright, trying this again. I'm going to connect to the surf boat.
You shouldn't play Payday.
I shouldn't?
No. Find a
Pairing.
better song.
Pair. Yes. You want me to find a better song?
Yeah. Play Renee Circulation.
The problem is this song wrecks every speaker.
What song?
This one. What?
It's not like your.
Oh. Now what's cutting it out?
No unit.
Holy. It just can't handle the power. Oh.
I think it just can't handle that song. Hey, Daddy. That Robertson had his the new diamond-shaped screwdriver.
Something's not right here.
I don't think you have enough juice in your battery. Mastercraft Stargazer Perfect Pass keeps shutting off. Find Renee's circulation on YouTube and play it. You're right, that song does destroy every speaker.
I've got a bad connection here somewhere.
Ignition protection approved. What's this?
Do I need to see if it'll start? I think it'll start. All right, let's try blowing some of this in there, see if it'll light up.
That's not good.
It's fine.
Small fire? That's on fire. I
Am I
think it's
getting
only
gas
starting
in
if
there?
it's on fire.
Let me see.
You are, it seems.
Yes, I am getting gas. It just doesn't like the gas.
Sounds like you're gonna explode or something.
Gas in there.
Disrupt the beast. Alright, now I need to test if I need a better ground connection. Don't mind this door that's open.
Yeah, so we don't die. I'm gonna have to replace my thing too, because I can't run it like that too long. What I don't know is why this thing is pulling the throttle so far. It's not supposed to yank that.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, we're going to, uh-oh. We're going to give this a much bigger ground and see if that solves the problem. If it does, then I'm going to be running a ground wire, I suppose. We can't have it cutting out the music while we're playing our jam. Very windy outside right now. I don't know if you can hear the wind blasting everywhere. Alright. Now I can connect this really to anything I want as long as it's on the boat and it's metal. Preferably on the engine. Otherwise I can see if it's long enough to reach the battery. Then I know I got a good connection. Let's do that. Now, before I do that, I'm going to just look over my connections here one more time. That's brown. Because it seems like whenever I wiggle it, when I lose it. But I got so many crappy connections here. Man, I do got tons of crappy connections. Is this supposed to be a ground wire? That is the ground wire. We got this wire. Okay, that's the ground going back to the boat, which is a big ground. So I think I'm going to peel that first. Then just connect straight into that. Just screwing around with all this other stuff.
Did you start the boat up even more times?
No. Like
It's starting to smell more outside.
outside?
Yeah.
Because the air is going out there. You should open the door a bit too so that we get cross breeze.
Yeah. Well, if you keep this door to be like right here like this.
That I do not know. Okay. Now I got a more direct ground connection. So let's see if that's better.
We got a small crack in the ground. It's working. I also asked Jazzy if she could hear the boat. She said she can kind of hear it.
I don't think she can hear anything.
She could kind of hear it. Wasn't super loud. It was like a. listen to the radio.
Okay, so my sub is what's causing me to grieve. Power. Can you get me a smaller flat plate, please?
Yes, I can. How much smaller flathead do you need? Really small or just smaller?
Okay, that
How's this for a flathead? Flathead. Flathead. Fine. How's that flathead?
hold on.
Okay, what's on the seat behind you?
Maybe.
Up in Wayne's World.
Excellent, up in Wayne's World. Not sick. But my watch sick. It's like the story of my life, Parker. I'm ill.
Not sick.
I'm ill.
There's another flathead if that one's too big.
That definitely wants more power.
Wants more power? How do you know?
What? You like this? See a little spark? Wow. When the bass goes, it'll make one spark.
So how do you get more power?
By connecting this up.
I also know the trick for that.
Easylinks.com. This is good and out. So we're just going to grab that on that. Alright, now I should have more power. Hopefully.
That keeps turning off and on.
That's because it doesn't like the amount of juice I'm giving it. Uh-oh.
Play this song.
Okay. Welcome back again. If you are watching and you're wondering what I was just
Okay,
listening
okay.
to, I probably just had YouTube flag me for monetization because obviously Lil Wayne wants his money. So I'm going to be dubbing over that when I get back home and have a chance to edit. So those of you who watched on the live stream, you know we were jamming out to a Millie. If you haven't heard it, it's an older song, I guess, but it's pretty good when you want to test a stereo because it pounds hard. So this stereo
Pass
is
a punch.
a very, very budget stereo. So if you are just tuning in, the deck I got on Facebook Market for $40. The sub is a cheap built-in sub with amp. It's just small. I needed something small that I could fit in a tight space. And then these tower speakers I got on Amazon. I will put a link in the description for a similar speaker sub box and tower speakers that you can buy all in for this stereo I'm in for $300, just under $300. It is not perfect. You will not win a stereo competition with it, but I had no stereo last year, so this is a step up from that. And I got some beats, which is good. I got music that'll throw out onto the lake for the guy surfing so he can listen to his jam. and everybody can have some fun. The only problem I have now is that I will need to wire this giant wire as a ground from my amp, which I did not pull in the first place. And now I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I'm thinking, the right way would be for me to thread it all the way back around the way that the other one was, and then pull it through back here. No, I open that bigger, let all the exhaust air, I can still smell it. And then I'll just attach this to the engine block. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's a cleaner setup. It's more right. This is red. You're supposed to use black for your ground, but I'll put tape on the end so that I know it's a ground, and then attach it. So I guess I'm pulling a wire through this boat again.
Stay.
Who's saying stay too?
The door.
Who are you talking to like that?
The door.
Okay, that's fine.
It's fine if I tell the door to stay.
It's fine if you tell the door to stay.
It's so windy that the tarp somewhat blew over.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm going to close this door.
Oh wait, this seems longer.
Is the smell of exhaust still there?
Probably. I think so. A little bit of fresh air is not going to kill anybody.
It's cold fresh air.
Oh wait, that doesn't seem as long. There you go, you're supposed to be done polishing this boat. I can't leave till you're done polishing.
Yeah.
I could take all day to run this wire. Yes. Can't work under these conditions?
No.
Really?
Alberta's weird. It's
Yeah.
hot and like a drought one day, and then the next day it's a blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alberta.
I'm going to just get here all the way up to here. And then I'll move on to
See if I
next
can reach
section.
that.
Alright. More of this polish. Sure. Just cut out like some mushrooms.
Did you say you're doing mushrooms?
No,
Maybe not be.
I'm not doing mushrooms. I'm 13.
I know.
I would have a high chance of death. That's whoever you would.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to do that properly.
Just came out weird. As this one always does.
You're still back at the front?
I've gotta do this one part and then I'm done the front. Moving on to the middle.
Okay. Where did I put that Phillips?
Windshield right there.
No, that's not the Phillips.
And windshield right there. Yeah.
No,
It's not that blue thing?
no. Nope, leave it all off right there.
How am I gonna? Do I just?
Wiring.
What's holy?
The wire's ending up shorter and shorter.
Than it's needed to be.
No, it needs to be longer.
Yeah, but it's
Much
getting
longer.
Shorter than it needs to be. Does that sentence not make sense to you?
What?
Your wire's getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
Actually, I forget what I said.
That's
Still
your.
smells like gasoline now. Why does it smell like gasoline?
It doesn't.
It does though.
It doesn't though.
Do you know what gasoline smells like?
Yeah.
What if I got the rag, put some of the stuff on it,
Oh,
and then use the rag to spread the stuff?
now I'm unstuck.
You were stuck?
I was totally stuck. Upside down.
That's not good.
It wasn't good. Okay.
This always just comes out
Well, do it slower.
terribly. I spin it around like this and then I gently squeeze and it does blobs like that.
You're not paying attention, I think.
It's just
Flip flops are falling off. So just take them off.
they're not you're cursed with death flip flops.
No, they're different ones and they keep falling off too.
I think your feet are just cursed with death after
This
touching
boat's
Jesse's.
cursed, I think.
The boat? So that means I'm basically done. All that I can. So I can.
There, that sounded much better, Parker.
What are you saying?
I said that sounded much better.
I have it on 5.
Good.
It's just my knee is feeling weird and
crazy feat if this works. Come on. What the heck is this stuck on? It's like the weirdest thing ever.
What's the max speed on the power polisher?
I don't know. Are you looking to go even faster?
We're on 6 for a little
You can
bit.
adjust it without pulling the trigger if you want to find out.
6.
Ow!
6 is the max.
Okay. Now,
This is more so just doing strength training on my left hand.
let's switch hands up.
I'm not left-handed.
Alright. We made it, Parker.
This is starting to shred because of the angles I'm getting at.
Okay, we'll just be careful. We've only got 2.
Yeah. Add on the max setting. 6 is the max it can go.
Okay. Don't fling all the goop everywhere.
No, I don't have any goop on this. I'm seeing what I can get with no goop on this.
So that's why it's shredding. You gotta keep goop on. You're not gonna do anything without goop. The goop does a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
So you wanna be at like 4 or 5 initially. Get it hot, nice and slow. Once the goop's worked in, then you can go to 6, and then you're just buffing it at that point. Ugh.
That needs to be more liquid. Because it's doing like small, tiny blobs that I've been doing in circles.
Alright. Now I got my ground wire pulled all the way through. So I'm going to wire that up to here. But I'm going to do it right to my amp.
guess for my next section, it's
Beside the tower supports.
kind of actually
Awesome.
to the left side of it, of the way I'm facing.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man, my left hand needs a break though.
Yeah. Oh, my hands need a break too from all this wire running and my brain, all this thinking.
You gotta do too much math. Ugh, I'll be back.
What are you doing? All right, now I've got a giant ground wire going back. So I should not have cutting out issues again. Add a strip of black tape on the wire so that everybody knows this is the universal sign to say this is not a red wire, it's a black wire. And put the same thing on the other side right here after I figured out where I'm even connecting it. Hoo-wee. Huh. Where do I want to connect it? You gotta connect it to the block somewhere. Aha, right there. Perfect. Mount it right to the engine mount. So I need a bigger wrench. So I don't think that's the right size. It is not. Now, Parker thinks that he's making progress on this thing, but I'm not sure that he is. I'm going to have a half-polished boat right at the rate he's going. Oh, I see what's going on here.
What?
You're just in time
Just in time for what?
for the second sound test. Did you walk into the door?
Don't tell me you didn't see that.
No, I did. I hit my
Okay,
back
tell
on
me you
the
didn't
top.
see that.
I did. I just walked in and hit my back like on the edge of the door.
Sound test of what? You grunting?
Oh yeah, I totally passed that test.
I didn't have to be here to be able to know that.
You're not. Don't get too excited. Is all I have to say.
Oh, okay.
So,
Because you sounded excited when you said that.
for those of you who are watching, you must be watching on the replay. There, we got some watching now. So, for those of you that are watching, this is Isaac, and he last year was trying to surf on the boat, and he said the problem was that he had no jam. And so when he wiped out in the water, he made us pull out our cell phone, get some music playing until he could get the tune in his head. And then while he was surfing, he's singing at the top of his lungs to keep the jam going while he got in his groove. And that's because we had no music on the boat.
Yeah,
So,
that is a problem.
keeping in mind that we had no music, so the other option was no music. As soon as I hook up this ground wire,
That's red.
This red, it's been marked with black tape to
Okay.
signify this is actually a ground wire. Then we will be ready for the sound test. Final.
Where are you putting it? Oh, right on the engine mount there.
Behind that washer there.
You don't have ends for that? You should have asked. I've got a box of them at the shop. I was just there.
Of 2-aught.
Oh yeah. What do you think I wired the battery cables up for my tram? No, it was the one you needed. Well, I've got them, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if this is why it was cutting out, so I just connected it over there, and I was just touching it on here, and every time the bass hit, sparks were flying off of the wire strands as I scraped it across there. And I'm like, okay, that's probably why it's doing that.
You don't have a ratchet?
I do, but my helper was in the house doing something.
Going to the bathroom is what I was doing.
So I'm out here pulling wire, and he's in the bathroom pulling wire.
Okay, what is this?
Electrician jokes never do. All right, now we're ready. Sound test. So here, I'm gonna put these. Did I disconnect that? No. I'll put these up here.
We don't got anything to hang them back. There's a plug-in right there. Does it even work?
It's for the car.
Turn this around. The way that's gonna face. So see, that faces just like that, nice and neat. All right. Try number 2. Bluetooth audio. 25 is about. For those of you watching on a live stream, you just heard a Millie by Lil Wayne. For those of you watching after the live stream's done airing, there's a camera over there, they can see me.
Yeah, but
After this is done airing, I am going to be demonetized for this, so I'm going to overplay some other music that is copyright free.
play.
Lil Wayne wants his money, and YouTube needs to pay him that money unless I dub over that song. So we're testing the stereo, playing it for Isaac, so he can tell me if he thinks it's good enough, so that he doesn't have to sing songs in his head.
Yeah.
To
Or out loud so that they stick.
yeah. So that's it. That's the. And again, if you're just joining us, I'll look over here now. I guess if you're just joining us, this is a $400, less than 400 Canadian dollars. So that's like $100 US.
No, that's not.
This whole stereo was
$250
in US. It's probably 250 or so. In Canadian, it was just under $400 all in. That's for the tower speakers, the amp, the subwoofer with the amp and the deck. So I'm going to put links in the description so that you can see what I'm using here if you want to get your own budget surf stereo setup.
270
And Isaac's official assessment,
is
270.
passable.
Adequate.
That's passable.
I'm calling it adequate.
I think
Passable's
I think at least it'll be heard whether
good. Over the engine running.
I'll understand the quality of music. I don't know, but
Yeah. Once the engine's running, the boat's actually kind of loud.
at least
So-
Lil Wayne knows that when we are playing that song, that we'll be hearing it.
It'll sound
Jamming
okay.
up.
I do have a backup plan if it's not loud enough. And that backup plan, the only reason I'm not enacting it right now is because I actually have to take some measurements. But in the back, because this box sits so high, I think I got enough room to cut a hole for at least a 5 1/4 inch speaker that I can mount right in the back. And then I can just run wires right from the deck in the gunnel here, straight to the back, get in there, and have speakers right at the water, which will allow me to really
Actually, a really good idea.
crank it. What?
I will make you some fiberglass cones for them to sit
No.
like this and just blast out that way.
No.
If you use them.
No.
Come on.
No.
Why not?
That would be awful.
That would be amazing. It would look like a cigarette boat. I mean, a really miniature.
This, this
You know, it's
boat
supposed to be
looks
an engine hump.
bad enough as it is. I don't want to make it look worse.
They'll be rounded and tapered right into nothing. I'll give you a nice little screw flange.
But then I can't put my vinyl top. Do you want to see what the vinyl top's gonna look like?
Sure.
It takes a little bit to do it, but while you're here, I guess you can weigh in on deco color.
Oh.
We got gray, neon green, and black.
So this was originally what we thought might work. It's gonna say Mastercraft here.
In that color. Okay.
Or classic gloss black. Mastercraft here.
Gray.
Or
Already gonna tell you. That cement gray looking stuff.
or Mastercraft.
I think the gray is a winner.
See the one, Parker?
Oh, you went with gray?
Yeah.
We also have more colors.
So you thought you were outvoting me.
I thought maybe I might be.
Did you see these? Check out, like they're straight.
I was looking at the picture he sent and I was like, did he line up all of these? And I was like, he's an electrician, so he should have known to. But yeah, they do look good.
But did he forget? No, sir. All right. What was I going to show you now?
Well, I do have a faucet to go install at somebody's place, so.
No, but I was supposed to show you something a second ago, but I don't remember.
Vinyl.
No. The vinyl was also. Oh, yeah. Other vinyl.
Is it vinyl? I thought you went with C-deck.
I was until the C-deck got expensive.
Oh, you got that stuff? They didn't have any for me. I'm gonna be so jealous. I tried getting this stuff.
You can
Okay.
probably try buying
So,
uh,
my plan was. Turn this around.
Yeah, it's
fiber.
perfect size for that though, hey? 5 foot roll?
Why are you doing carbon fiber?
Okay,
Because
that.
He's
Do
a
that.
he's a product of the 90s.
Yeah.
Why would you think he's the 90s? But well, I guess technically 80s is the product, but
Okay. So
formative years
my thought
through the
was
90s.
take that, and then go.
Are you
No,
wasting?
Stop. Slide that way. I'm trying to offset the slide.
You want it to be like that?
Look on this edge.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
So you're doing a two-tone.
Oh, you're doing like that.
This is not you, Anton.
I know.
Think about all the waste.
Well, no, because after I cut that, this piece will go over there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, you bought enough that. Well, no, you didn't.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
You
think
don't
it's
have
big
enough?
enough. I don't think so.
No, it's not.
So I can either go black with silver in the middle, or
Yeah.
I can go silver with black in the middle.
Black with silver in the middle.
Just gonna say.
That's what I was
Black
figuring,
and
because you're going to be
silver.
walking on this part, so it'll be nice and hot on your feet.
Yeah. And then you'll have a small strip of silver.
Yeah.
So you can you just wrap it and staple it to the side piece here.
No, I'm gonna sew it. So after
But I
I do
mean,
the whole
like-
thing, I'm gonna
So
cut.
you're just gonna sew stitch here and like.
This is gonna be a
Oh, he's
thing
gonna
that
make a
slips,
seat
like
thing.
it'll be like a lid that just goes, and then the
Yeah.
goes under.
So the lid's its thing. You're gonna have some leftover gray. So you cut some strips here, stitch them together in the middle, and then just wrap them over the side here, so that when the water washes up and hits it,
Oh, I
it's got a
see.
little bit more protection, right?
Maybe.
Because you'll have the leftover.
I was gonna use the leftovers to cover these hinges.
He's also gonna build a
See, the
cover
other thing you could do
that's
is
like
put a slit and have it come up,
that.
fold that slit over, glue it to there, and then fold the rest underneath and have that leave this hinge show, but have it just rolled in.
No, what I was gonna do was take this off and shove a piece under there, the
Okay.
big front piece, and then have it go like this, and then curl this underneath.
Okay.
Screw. So I'm gonna stick it underneath,
Yeah.
screw this in tight,
And then
flip this
Bolt
up,
it in.
and then bolt the bottom ones in so that this is totally covered, so that no one's scratching themselves on it
Yeah.
or any of that. That's
Well,
the
that's not
idea.
so bad.
But yeah, I think
definitely don't get the angle wrong. No.
well about that.
I think
Might
maybe
go
a
not
bit
enough.
more angle.
If I go too much angle, I won't have enough.
But then you're going, this is your center piece.
Right.
So you have enough gray, and you should have enough. Ooh, black. Yeah, I guess you're
Well, I
over
mean,
that
it'll
side.
start
Black
right
will
here, right? So I should
Yeah.
be good. I'll measure it out before I cut
I'd say
it.
like thirds.
Yeah, so the back is thirds.
Yeah.
And then
Remember,
fades out that
and
way
then
to
probably
quarter,
yeah,
quarter, half.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So it's
I think-
mathematically, it follows the triangle formula.
I think
45-degree angle.
I think you won that one. I wasn't sure how it was gonna be, but
Well, in my mind, it's going to be
Close
awesome.
one.
oh yeah. And you're
Okay.
gonna have a slight cushion on it, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I got 1-inch foam. So it's not going to be super cushy. But this stuff
Yeah.
wasn't expensive.
I did
Yeah,
some
but
side to
I
side.
couldn't get the silver carbon fiber look.
I got the silver last year for the nautique.
Oh, you're last year because they're out of stock right now.
Yeah.
They wouldn't sell me any. They had small amounts, but they weren't gonna sell it to me because I wanted all of it.
Yeah.
We won't say the brand, so they don't get. So,
That's for sure. Jerks. So, on this side, it's kind of shiny.
yeah, it looks a lot better.
We can't get rid of the Mastercraft though. It's still kind of ghosted in there.
Yeah, because it's the yellowing of the gel coat. It's
Yeah.
not really dirty.
Yeah.
You have to cut polish to get past
So the
it.
top is the shiny part, which is good. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
the part we see.
Yeah. Basically, you're just going from here up, right? That feels good too.
That was Parker.
What's your, what are you using for the rub?
We used this while it was gone. For the white.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
use
for
this
what
the
you're
rest
about.
of the
And
way.
then we're using what Parker's got over there, but I don't think it's working as good, so we might be switching to this. But this is expensive.
Oh,
We got
that's
one
right.
that's already open to that though.
Parker
Oh,
doesn't know how to go easy on it. This is almost gone.
I can
So
tell.
when this is
That's-
gone,
Are
then
you blowing
Comes
your
out
pad
big.
dry like me? Oh, that's the key. You'll save so much of this if you blow it dry. So if you leave it run, if you do an area and you notice you're not cutting through it as well, just take that compressed air and blast it on there as it's spinning. It'll throw off all the dirty stuff. And then you can just squeeze a little bit more on. Then you're not working so hard and actually smearing it back in.
he's not working that hard.
But I mean, it's smearing back in, right? So,
I haven't fully gotten that part yet. I'm gonna go over it again.
because if you're,
You see that?
Attached up the
Oh,
old fiberglass.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
That's fiberglass?
Short strand.
Okay. I thought,
This is the stuff I got for the golf cart.
oh. Brand new pad.
Yeah, now you're gonna show us.
Well, I mean, we know what happens after that. We started this out with a brand new pad.
Yeah, we did.
But I was assuming, because there is quite a large slimy grime on there. You probably have to do that 2 times.
Parker's doing the best he can. So I'm just replacing the
You might
Mastercraft sticker. And then I'm gonna
It's
try
Well,
to,
hey, yeah.
I'm gonna try to get a
But if
picture
this
of,
is high, that's-
I'm gonna try and get a picture of this and take measurements. And I'm gonna make a decal that, what did we say? Just say surf?
Surf.
The
Yeah, we
curl?
just said surf.
Yeah, but you
With
gotta
no
do it
Mastercraft?
waves with it,
No,
too.
I think Mastercraft.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
got
it's
this
a surf.
Mastercraft back on.
This has a bit of a missing piece there with
Yeah.
that gone.
Yep.
And then maybe just like, why couldn't you? Well, I guess that doesn't really work.
My suction thing sticks right
Yeah.
there and out here. So I wanna stay away from those
Yeah.
areas.
So if you just like this big.
However wide
Surf.
this is,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just go
Yeah,
surf.
no
But if I
comment.
want, I can widen the S out and narrow
Yeah.
the surf.
We also got no one watching. It left after as it got here.
It's probably Andy. I texted him after, I'm like, so I hear you've been creeping us. He's like, I only watch on Sundays when you're streaming. It's like I was watching the CRX build, and then all of a sudden it disappeared, and then all of a sudden we had a boat in there. I'm like, oh, yeah, I sold it. He's like, oh, yeah. I figured you might.
Oh, we got one
There's
person
no
now.
way you were going to get your boat done in time. And I'm like, boat has to be done in time. So I was planning on pulling it out today, but Parker's taking a little bit longer on the buff.
Yeah.
So ideally, the buff will be done to here today. The back I can't do till I get it out and hose it all off. And
We
then,
got 2 people right as the stream just said we got no one watching.
that's fine. And then we'll buff that. And I don't think I'm gonna do anything to this. It's gross already.
Yeah, and your dirty feet on there.
I was
So,
gonna
like,
put
we're on a-
C-deck on it.
I thought about that. I was like, why wouldn't you?
I ran out. This is my last piece of C-deck
Oh.
right there.
See if I got some leftovers from my boat. I probably won't though. There was surface area.
But now I'm done. The engine's got
We just
oil
gotta do
change
power
done.
polishing.
Nice.
So I can put the cover back on now. And you see the ballast pumps are in. Yeah. Double strap.
Double
in
action.
there so that
Yeah, where the action happens, it's a little bit
Double strap, double
more
action.
secure.
yeah.
I
Alright.
can hold this up and get the cover in.
Yeah. You want me guys, I can't do that part. What? No, you're just gonna hand it to me?
My mirror way if I stand
We
here.
never checked these. Oh, you know what I should do? Is there a Phillips up there?
There's filter.
I've asked you that. You've said that before.
It is right next to it to the left. You went too far.
This?
Yeah.
That's not a Phillips. I'll
His
try
name
that.
isn't Phil. That's a Robertson.
The best.
I had a Phillips with a red handle that looks just like that.
That's true.
Oh, there. That. Can you pass me that, Parker? I can't reach it. So yeah, the cover, the vinyl top's gonna happen once I get to the lake. Make sure that the ballast is right. No modifications are needed. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'm not taking those out.
It was spinning on the side.
Yeah, there's a nut on there that needs to come off.
Teddy.
You doesn't want it in there yet.
There's a handle on the front.
There we go.
You got it?
Yep.
Should be able to just go straight down now.
Down, eh?
Yeah, did this move? Oh, you gotta go over.
Well,
Oh yeah. It's got a weird shape.
Careful the wire.
There.
Oh, no, never mind. I don't think this wire is supposed to get those.
And then this is pretty much okay. We're hitting something up here, so probably gotta shift more forward. So we're hitting the front edge here, so we'll be likely up here. And that's just you can help click, right?
it doesn't help that this engine cover also does this, eh?
No.
So bad.
This is a, what did you say, 19, 18-year-old boat?
30-year-old boat.
30.
There. Yeah, put her down.
Ugh.
Done. Done. Like dinner.
Done like dinner.
That's what the saying goes.
Well,
That's
so
how
we're
I
actually
see
done there.
Wow. You got so much stuff hanging around here. I know. I'm cleaning stuff up.
Well, I'm power polishing the rest of this. He's going to be cleaning it.
These speakers, I already got the hole drilled for these. I just gotta screw the.
Do we have a latch for that, or even just a little latch?
Somewhere.
Okay. Just thinking about it, I'm like,
the wind in our hair underneath the lid, flips it over.
Oh, that won't flip up. It won't. I'm more worried about the drive up to the lake
Oh.
with that like that.
It will surely
we could
flip
put
up.
a lot of
It
weight
will
on it,
definitely
but that's
flip
me.
up for that. Alright, move your toes, partner.
I'll just move my butt.
Good combo of colors right there.
You want to try our seating?
Is that one for there?
Yeah. Storage and everything. I even suggested a seat deck on there.
On the other side.
Great suggestion.
It adds aesthetic.
Now,
We wasted all the sea deck.
have a seat on there. With the serious chairs.
Yeah, you know what?
Then you can have a nice conversation with whoever's
Not
here.
bad, look. My long-leggedness is accommodated.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have a young back, so I'm not doing that.
That chair will normally be rotated.
Yes. You could probably use this as a
Sitting
seat.
forward, no facing back.
Facing back.
Facing back.
This one, I don't know how much it'll get used, but it's here. You got lots of room. It's theater seating, so you can see all the wind in your hair. But
If I still grab
also,
onto the handle.
if you turn around like this, you got padding for your knees. It doesn't hurt at all. And then most people
that
end
is
up
important.
leaning up on here.
Fixing what we did
Someone
under
could
here.
also fit, not fit,
Well,
sit
hopefully
on
not.
this.
Hopefully they're just watching the guy surfing.
I'd probably be sitting on this. I could.
Or if you want, you could go like this, because they're surfing on that side.
Well, yeah, because you gotta be sitting here filming.
I should put a GoPro mount.
You
Put a
should.
GoPro mount.
Have a GoPro
That's
mount
perfect.
right here.
I'll have to put a screw on GoPro mount and put it in the middle here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it can be rotated to
Well,
the front. The
Maybe
back.
further back though.
Probably.
Right at the back there would be the steady.
Well, the boat's going to be like this. So when it's like that, you'll be able to have it kind of pointed up a bit. So when we go,
Yeah, but GoPros make everything so far away
yeah.
that having it closer would be ideal.
Either way, I've got seating for 6 still.
What, 1, 2,
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Five,
6
I've
is.
figured
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Isn't 6 the max persons?
No, 11. Maybe.
It is not 11.
8.
I was like 11. I might need some
It
people
can
out
fit
here
1100.
just to bring the front down after the back ballasts are full.
Yeah.
Me, Timia, and the DM.
Well, that'll make a
will
difference.
sit in the front.
Biggest chugs around.
Yeah, all 100 pounds, you guys.
Total.
That'd be what, 300? 390?
So tomorrow,
395?
All total is you guys are 100 pounds total.
I'm 105 myself.
tomorrow I'll be
You
hitting
need
You
to
guys
leave.
are 120 yourself.
I'll be hitting the car wash tomorrow to spray my sea deck clean.
Yeah, we've been walking on.
But
I'm gonna
otherwise,
shop back first and we'll just blow around the debris.
yeah, probably. Well, Parker's doing his thing. I got just a little bit of odds and ends. I got to screw the dash back on and,
Dash isn't screwed in.
you know, get my tools all out.
That's not how gravity works.
Body guard? Body guard? Oh man, this is broken. What is, we should have a little thing that covers this.
What's that?
The
You
stereo.
could probably make one.
Oh, no, that's a car stereo.
With the trim?
Yeah.
The trim is it? It's trim is from the boat.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Yeah,
talking about
this, I'm
something
talking about
else.
this. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the tiny little trim.
You could fit 3,
Well, there you
What I really should do is tint these windows too.
5,
Black.
So that when we're rolling in, I can,
10,
They're like, oh, who's that?
11.
Parker was saying big GT Canada sticker on here somewhere.
Well, since no one looks through that windshield.
But I think I will add the rear speakers too.
Just put it
I
on
just
the
gotta,
window.
I needed to measure because 6.5 would be better if they fit.
If anyone's driving,
I mean,
driving like
5x9s
this,
are always
can't
the
see.
tried and true speaker.
I wanna be like, I don't know if you've seen the Legend wake boats, they've got like 8 6-inch speakers
Oh,
across
really?
the back. So I'll go for that look, just as I get, every time I get an extra $50, I'll put 2 more speakers.
don't do
You
that.
have to add another battery and then.
For now, these are made to go on the tower. They
Yeah.
should go on the tower. They can get the sound going that way. They're not great,
They'll do.
but
Can't max it out because then Lil Wayne sounds like an alien.
and, but that song always distorts everything. So I think I'll be okay. But I got a
You should
little
blast
hole over there.
Main
So the
Street
speaker
here.
wires are long enough when we get to the lake, put the tower on, so I can poke the speakers out and then just tie wrap up the tower. And then put the
There's no routing through this?
I don't think so. I could take my drill and screw holes in it, but it takes a long time to try to fish through it, pull the wire.
Well, I thought maybe you could just go from the top. It was just gonna fall through.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it. I don't know if there's welds halfway or didn't that one used to fold and was welded, or was that my nautique one?
Yeah, no, that was a nautique one.
Might have been.
Cause yours, this one's chrome, the other one's black that you were talking about.
Yeah,
It definitely was.
we'll see. I just want to get it in the water now, so
Yeah.
it's just
Boatman's checklist.
fill it with some
Yeah, we
premium
need-
and
we need that.
give it a spring.
We
or
do
not.
package it.
You don't do any of it.
We
You
do
pop in and
package.
say, well, citizen sense this time.
Well, if you read it, we do about a half, but we're recording.
Accidentally.
What's it say my max weight is?
11:30.
So with my 2 bags, I'm over. Way over.
Nobody cares about that. When you're wakeboarding, or when you're surfing, nobody cares.
No one cares how it looks, just how the wave is.
Yeah. All that matters.
We
And
have
if
to have a
it
young
sinks,
Justin
then we'll have
Bieber
to just
haircut.
message Mastercraft and be like, yo, I was trying to surf a sick wave, and it sunk. What's up? And they'll be like, how much ballast did you have? And you're like, that's not important.
I didn't have
It was the
barely
best
any.
wave. It was the best wave this boat could make.
Well, I'm pretty sure this was
I
a
think it'll be a pretty good wave.
Why don't you do a fiberglass and should just patch that back together? So that somebody doesn't just break your window.
I was gonna
And
use this tire out.
since everyone's either
They did
standing
that
up when
before.
driving that, or we have so
I'll
many
try to
life
do
jackets
welding
stacked
and
up
then
on
tire
it.
wrap it.
We could probably put a sticker on that window.
How am I gonna see out the window?
Well, we either have
Well,
life
down there,
jackets
you
have
can't
it
even
up
look
to
through
like
anyway.
here.
So you want a big one?
Big one on the side.
We could put it in that middle. or on
GT
this
Canada, big white right up the side.
side. Maybe not white. You can also do it in.
I know you got white because it was the only color you let me use. White or black. Totally.
Yeah, I gotta use
The light
stone
green.
gray.
green or-
Stone gray's good. Have you seen the new Toyotas? The truck. That's a good color.
It's a fad though.
I know. I think in 10 years everyone will be like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's
Such a boring gray.
It's the same with the sparkly boats. A couple years from
No
now.
way.
Yeah.
Sparkly boats are always going to be good.
Yes.
They're moving
There's
on
going to be
to
people
flat.
that would be like, ew, it looks like my grandpa's boat, but somebody's always going to like sparkly boats, and it's usually the people with money. So I think they'll always be here.
I like a sparkly boat, but
Yeah.
I'm saying
We
they
can't-
went away for a long time.
I think the trend of it went away. I think they were always still being painted that way. We just weren't looking. Nobody was dreaming of it.
I'm pretty sure we super glued that.
All right, Parker, you gotta pick up the momentum here. What
Yeah.
time we at?
Well, I'm gonna go.
Really?
5:30. I'm not taking a
2
half polished
hours.
boat out on the lake.
No.
Oh.
No one would.
All right.
Now you're satisfied that we'll have the boat ready?
I think so. Oh, I had yesterday, but then things went south at our site, so I had to stay later.
Yeah.
We'll revamp some plans.
I think you want to see if you can work better than
And that, as they say, is that.
Swaps.
Why don't you have a cap for it? It doesn't come out of it?
Just
Just open?
I just had it open because I'm using it so
Where's
frequently.
the other stuff?
The other stuff, the ultimate compound and wires.
This stuff. Does it also have just a screw off cap and an open this?
It has like a child.
Oh, but it's just open.
You squeeze it right now, a big blob would come out.
Probably no good, that's why it's more.
I was going to screw this speaker in, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
You wanna do it with that?
Oh my goodness.
See?
That.
What's going on? Uh-oh, Parker.
Yo.
Need that screwdriver again that I threw back over there.
Put it on there and then serve it up.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise you just sit there and fly everywhere. Oh! It tastes terrible.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Can you pass me the Phillips over there before you go in there?
I went to about,
Phillips where? Oh, way
It's
over
on the
there.
back. Yeah.
Yep.
okay, I gotta hold this like this.
Alright, have fun.
When are you guys supposed to wait? The Friday?
What's that?
You're going up Friday?
I don't know yet. I'm doubting this weekend.
What?
I've got too much stuff to do. Have you seen my yard?
I haven't seen you here.
No, we
It's
haven't
terrible.
been
It's
to
not-
your
you
house in
gotta-
like a month.
Play when it's playtime.
It's not playtime. It's May long weekend,
Yeah.
which means the weather's going to be horrible, and I don't care what the weather says.
That doesn't seem true.
Alright.
Get a better.
Well, you can bet on a year-old or a world-old odds, but I'm not.
Oh, it's on 4. Okay.
Alright. See ya.
Okay, see
That
ya.
was on 5.
All right. Now I can put these in.
we'll start with the So,
Yeah.
I got one question.
Okay.
If this top kind of blue part that keeps expanding and expanding looks good,
Yeah.
but it's still got a lot of the stuff on it,
Mm-hmm.
do I keep going until it starts disappearing, or should I wipe it?
I would go till it disappears. Because then it'll look even better.
So should I put it on 6 to make it disappear faster, or 5?
Sure.
Actually, I have it on 6. Alright, what do I got over here? You're checking the garbage out. I'm gonna give Razzie a different blow this thing out.
You think that helps?
Yes. There's the one that I soaked in water. I took the one that I had and was using.
No.
As to me, I texted you for Wi-Fi.
Nope.
I should be playing by now.
Good,
What
sure.
time is it? 5?
Yeah. As soon as you're done there, you can go.
Well, nearly done. So
Excellent.
just got one back part. A little bit of the top left.
I'll maybe be done in here by then. Make this thing look sparkly.
I'm doing my best job for this. This goop stuff is not as good as your McGuire's. So it's not going to be full polish, sparkle.
So there's different products. Some are wax, some are polish. The wax doesn't polish.
Yeah. good to know.
That my lights are on even if the batteries are.
Does the horn still work if the batteries are off?
My horn has not worked in a long time apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember it working last time we went boating
It was a different boat.
and tried the horn.
It was a different boat.
It was.
It was. Alright, how's it coming over there? Almost done polishing all the bits that you didn't do inside the boat.
This sponge is breaking and fast.
You said that before.
But it's got two more splotchy holes.
There we go. Can you pass me a dry cloth?
Yeah, just a sec. I got one in my hands right now. that I
Dry
can-
one? No, I want one
Yeah.
that doesn't got stuff on it.
Oh, so a new one. Could have just said a new one.
Yeah, new cloth.
I'm gonna finish up. What
Thank you.
Should I take the sponge thing off and put it with the rest? No?
You think you're done?
Yeah. I've gotten what I could. What I couldn't get. So.
Didn't get what?
Like full all of it. Like under the boat.
Okay, here. Put that up there. And put the cleaning cloths up there.
Why is this hot?
The light. Does lights get hot?
No, not the light. The cloth.
The cloth?
Yeah.
Because I generate heat.
Yeah, but no human should generate that much heat.
I do, because I know that fast.
Okay. I'm gonna put.
Where's the stuff that needs the lid? Is there any left on it? No. I think you did worse on this stuff.
I've gotten all that I could. How I could.
You did this? That doesn't look good at all.
I did this.
You did this right here.
No, I said I couldn't get that.
What do you mean you couldn't get it?
Well, you see, whenever I went over it, it would start shredding, and then the thing would start wobbling.
Okay.
That's not the wires that you
No,
use.
the other stuff is liquid wax. This is compound. They're different. You said they were the same, but they're not, Parker.
Thought they were.
They're just aren't. You didn't? Why'd you touch it? You wanted to, but then you didn't want it to?
Yeah.
It seems like this is coming off pretty easy. You had a feeling you didn't touch this.
That's what.
Yes. Right here.
No, I didn't use it over there. I couldn't get it.
This stuff smells nice.
It smells like cinnamon hearts.
Yeah. That smells nice, doesn't it?
Cinnamon hearts can taste and smell good.
Gonna work up a sweat here, partner. Yeah.
I was sweating like that first too. Then I stopped.
Did you stop working hard?
I stopped because my body got used to the heat. For that.
Now, how low did you get this?
My
It
desk
looks very dirty.
looks dirty.
Yeah, well, if it looks dirty, then it probably is dirty.
I'm gonna break what you just did over here.
Okay. Better. What?
What if you just put some of it on?
It wouldn't really help you a whole lot.
Okay, so should I now wipe here?
You can wipe the back, but not that part right. Okay, now you can wipe up to
Wipe
here.
this down?
Yeah.
So now can I wipe down there?
Did you wipe this already?
Yeah. It'd be safe to wipe it again now.
Alright. Does it look better now?
Well, best angle. Yeah. Kinda. Looks a lot better up close. Because further away you can see this line. You
What
can
line?
see the reflection of the edge of there.
Like I need to go more over there somewhere?
No. It's good. It's nice and smooth. That must have hurt.
Hit my wrist. Alright. Now you can clean up the rags. You can unplug that. Wind it up. I'm going to take some measurements of our ghosted master.
You also gotta measure how long, how tall it is.
40.
Which is probably 2 inches.
2 inches long. Oh, 4 inches tall.
We say Z, you say Z. Sure, we watch all TV. We got stronger on the building. But men up here.
Go
We
4
got
inches
stronger beer. I wish I put it.
by 18.
Yeah.
Okay, what did we say that was? 42 by 4?
Yeah. I thought it was 52.
You did?
I thought so.
42.
42. Ugh, where should I put this? Well, I know my arms got a little
42
stronger.
inches. By 4 inches and 18 inches by 4 inches.
Pretty broke if you were wondering. Should I put these 2 rags away with the other ones?
The dirty ones will bring back in the wash.
Alright. My knife. Is the stream still going? My pocket. My wallet in my pocket. It's pretty windy. How long has the stream been going? 2.5 hours? Yeah, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours? Okay, I'm gonna sign off. Can you grab those tools and put them away?
Yeah.
I put them so you can reach them from here. You don't have to keep climbing up. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna put those there.
And then we'll take these, put all these somewhere. Okay. So, this has been running pretty long. If you've been following, you've seen that we got the amp in the stereo all wired up properly with really big wires all the way back from the engine block to the stereo, so it's not cutting out anymore. I got, what else did I do? We polished the hull. I tested the speakers in the amp, made sure it worked. I've started the engine after I finished putting fresh oil in it. So tomorrow we'll pull it out, hook it up to the garden hose, and actually run it for a while, let it get warm. We'll throw some octane booster in it just to make sure that it's gonna do wonderful things for us. When we get out to the lake this weekend, the weather keeps flip-flopping back and forth as far as if it's gonna work or not or whatever. So I still want to get it out to the lake. All the rest of the work I can do at the lake, so we can finish that up while I use the boat. So basically I'll just save the rest of the work for rainy days and that sort of thing. So that's where we will stop today. Thank you for watching the live stream. If you're watching the replay, then thanks for watching the replay. Don't forget to subscribe so the next time we go live, you can watch the channel. We will have a edited walkthrough of all the changes we've made to the boat when it's all complete. But for now, just was doing live streams because it's a whole lot easier to just keep you guys engaged and up to speed on what we're doing when you watch the rest. So stay tuned. We do have another project that's coming in the garage as soon as this one rolls out. So progress will be slow over the summer, but you can at least check on that as it goes. Hope to see you again. But until next time, have a great day.